Let us come together in this presence of eternity. Let us come together in this landscape of endless, sinless, pure ideas. In this landscape of endless, sinless, pure, and perfect knowledge all around us for eternity. In this landscape of perfect thought, perfect creation, immaculate concepts. Let us be aware of this kingdom of purity that is all around us, this awakeness. With its conditions of gratitude and joy and happiness and peace and compassion and love. And let us also be mindful at the same time of the three-dimensional action of the Earth's electromagnetic field drawing down through our bodies, through the Earth, all the way down to the center of the Earth, to the spinning to the spinning core of the Earth. And let us be mindful as the electromagnetic field draws down through our bodies, that it latches onto all of the electricity in our bodies. It latches onto every place in our body where two-dimensional conditions of obsession have found a home. And as that electromagnetic field draws through our body, let us be mindful that it is latching itself to the electricity in the conditions of fear and in the conditions of self-doubt that is trying to reside in our head, in the conditions of intolerance and attachment to ideas. Let those conditions, those two-dimensional conditions of obsession, die as the electricity is drawn down out of our bodies down to the Earth's spinning core. Let us be mindful as the electromagnetic field passes down through our scalp, the skin, the hair, through our skull, through our neck, through our spine, through our sacrum, drawing the electricity out of those bony structures, through our ribs and our sternum. And let us be mindful as the electricity is drawn out, flushed down out of us, out of the spinal fluid inside of our skull and inside of our spine. And as the electromagnetic field passes through our body, let us be mindful of the loss of the electricity anywhere in our brain or in our spinal cord, the loss of electricity in our prefrontal cortex, our frontal lobe, our temporal lobes, the top of our brain, the back of our brain, every part of our brain, every gland, every nerve ending. the brain stem, the spinal cord. Let us be mindful as the electricity draws out, down, down, deep into the earth, all the way down, riding the electromagnetic field all the way down to the Earth's core, to be forever returned home. And as the electricity leaves our body, let us say that to that electricity from a four-dimensional perspective, from the perspective of the kingdom of purity that is all around us. Let us say to that electricity, we love you, we thank you for your service, and we set you free to return to your mother, to your creator, to the earth's spinning core. And we wish you well. And as the electricity leaves our brain and our spinal cord and our entire central nervous system, let us be mindful of the death of all two-dimensional conditions of obsession that had resided there, the death of all fear and the death of all anxiety and the death of all self-doubt and the death of all willful blindness and the death of all intolerance. And the death of all ignorance. And in its place, in the skull, in the spine, in the brain, in the fluids, in the nerves, in the nervous system throughout our body, let us awaken to the reality that the mind of the universe, the four-dimensional mind of purity and perfect knowledge, is the only mind of our brains, is the only mind of our skulls and of our spine and of our nervous system. And let the conditions of happiness and gratitude and love and compassion be the conditions of our skull and of our brains and of our nervous system and of our spine and sacrum and ribs and sternum. And as the electromagnetic field draws down through our bodies, let us be mindful of that electromagnetic field attaching to the electricity that is residing in our heart area, in our circulatory system, in our blood vessels, in our veins, in our arteries, in our blood cells, in the oxygen in our blood, and all of the minerals and elements in our blood and in the veins. And let those two-dimensional conditions of obsession, of rigidness, of inflexibility die for lack of an electrical charge. And let it be awakened to the universal mind. Let the mind of purity and pure knowledge, the mind of joy and life and compassion and gratitude be the only mind of our circulatory system, of any part of our circulatory system, and let us at the same time be aware of the Earth's three-dimensional electromagnetic field drawing down through our lungs, our respiratory system, in every place in our body where there is oxygen. Let us be mindful as that electromagnetic field passes through our respiratory system, that it attaches, it latches on to all of the electricity, drawing out any energy that could sustain two-dimensional conditions of blindness, two-dimensional conditions of death, of ignorance, of rigidness, of intolerance. And let us wake up to the awakeness that is all around us, passing through us. Let us wake up to the knowledge that is in the air throughout our bodies, the pure and perfect knowledge, the knowledge of all that is, with such clarity, such perfect empathy, such perfect understanding of all that we are. The air of knowledge awakes to its true identity, to our true identity. The mind of the universe is the only mind in all of the oxygen throughout our body. Let us be mindful as the three-dimensional electromagnetic field passes through our body, through our digestive system, through our teeth and our mouth and our tongue, in our throat, in our esophagus, in our stomach, in our intestines, in our colon, and on out, and through our system of elimination, our bladder, our liver, our gallbladder, our kidneys, and all of the organs in our bodies. Let us recognize the action of the earth, the three-dimensional, natural process of the electromagnetic field, healing us, purifying us, latching on to all of the electricity anywhere in our bodies. Let us be mindful as that electromagnetic field latches onto all of the electricity in and around our eyeballs, and in and around our ears, and in and around our skin, all of our skin, and all of our bones and all of our joints. Let us be mindful as that electromagnetic field latches onto all of the electricity around our knees, through our ankles, through our feet, through our hips. As that electromagnetic field latches on to all of the electricity through our hands, our wrists, our elbows, our shoulders, all of our joints, all of our bones, our bone marrow, our cartilage, our ligaments, our tendons, our muscles. As the electromagnetic field continues to flush through our bodies, latching on to the electricity and the two-dimensional conditions of obsession that have found homes in our body. Let us be mindful as that electricity draws out of our entire body and all of the two-dimensional conditions die, all of the conditions of obsession die, and there is death of all hatred, death of all anger, death of all prejudice, death of all envy, the death of all jealousy, the death of all intolerance, the inflexibility that had found a place around our knees and our other joints has died. The electromagnetic field continues to flesh through us as we are still, as we are mindful, as we allow the electromagnetic field to do its job of purifying us. Let us recognize the awakeness all around us, the awakeness of every piece of nature, of every tree, of every leaf, of every blade of grass, of all of the roots of our body and the roots of all of the nature around us. Let us recognize the awesome awakeness and knowledge and purity all around us, passing through our bodies and our bodies rejoining, being restored to the rightful place in this kingdom of purity, free of all obsessions and the blindness of all the obsessions, free to enjoy the conditions that increase our awareness, that increase our awakeness, free to enjoy the conditions of perfect knowledge and perfect wisdom. And as we see all of the attachments die for lack of an electrical charge, the attachment to ideas and aversion of ideas dying for lack of an electrical charge, and as the one mind of the universe becomes our only mind, and we are filled with the love and the pure and perfect knowledge and the conditions of compassion, let us recognize, let us remember, let us return to that place, to that freedom of mind, freedom throughout our body. That is the mind of the four-dimensional kingdom of purity. Let us continue to be aware of the electromagnetic field of the earth doing its job, continuing to pass through our bodies, continuing to purify us and purify us and purify us and purify us. And as we recognize, as we view, as we come to every part of life in that four-dimensional, with that four-dimensional mind of pure and perfect knowledge, let us enjoy the stillness. Let us enjoy the three-dimensional action continuing to purify us. Let us continue to watch and be mindful of the death of any remaining two-dimensional conditions of obsession. And as we sit quietly, mindful of the three-dimensional action of the Earth's electromagnetic field, purifying our bodies, and as we take our place, take our rightful place in this four-dimensional kingdom of purity, and recognize those of the fifth dimension moving easily into our four-dimensional kingdoms of purity. And we thank you, and we welcome you.